Hey, good morning. It's Aquiles Larrea from Larrea Wealth on this beautiful Friday here in New York City. Now, forget about the weather for a moment. Let's talk about what's going on in the markets. Overall, we're waiting on this jobs report. We haven't got all the details yet. Why is this important? I've been talking about this a lot during the week, and we're trying to measure up the health of the jobs as a whole. And the health of the economy that follows from that. Because if you've got a lot of people who are working, who are going to work, then you're going to see economic growth across all fronts. So that's why this jobs report is important. And we'll see that about 8:30 or so today. So along with that, I talk about sector rotation. And that's just a fancy way of saying, hey, instead of just the technology boom, is this a broad-based rally starting to begin? And I think so. I think it's starting to go into other areas. We're seeing defense contractors starting to make money. The stocks are growing. Some are up 5% and the like. And also I was reading reports about the home building sector. Those stocks are starting to go up as well. Loan departments, we're going to get into that in just a bit. Okay, so let's go to that part. As a matter of fact, the home loan, Trump yesterday said that, hey, we're going to invest $200 billion plus in mortgage-backed securities. And the hope is that you're going to get rates lower. The lower the rates are, the higher, the anticipation is that the higher the amount of applications and people buying homes because the rates are lower versus than when they were at 8%, or it's a lot more palatable at 5% than it is at 8 or 9 or even 10%. So that's something to keep in mind. So conversely, what we're seeing is that we're also seeing that along with that, home builders, housing starts, we could see that start to ramp up. We're not going to see it in one day, but we could start to see that ramp up. So that's another positive going out for the market right now. And it might be the time to start getting in and actually looking for a home if that's what you want to do. And I don't think we're going to see the days of 2% again anytime soon. I mean, they have to have some really catastrophic things happening in the housing market. So I don't see that. But I guess the last thing I wanted to touch upon today was, when it comes to the economics that are going on right now, right, there's a lot of disinformation out there, or should I say not enough information. The job market is I want to say it's not the wild card in this, but can you imagine this? Can you imagine the jobs are not being created? And the jobs, if they're not being created, then the economy has to slow down. And when the economy slows down, it's like a ripple effect, where every single sector is affected. Right now we're seeing the exact opposite, but it could turn around. We've had wage stagflation for God knows how long. So it is becoming harder for individuals to find jobs now. Now, I don't think this is due to AI. It seems to be the dummy everybody's beating up on. But what I really attribute it to more than AI is the fact that there is a lack of quality jobs out there. We talk about the gig economies, people doing their side hustles and what have you. So, the traditional model is not as it once was. So that gives me a little concern going forward. So, who's the right person for Larrea Wealth? If you are heading towards retirement, you're 3 months away, or you're already retired, you should be talking to us. There's a lot going on right now in the markets, and you don't have to go it alone. If you are switching jobs, you've been working for a company and they forced retired you or early exited, you got to make a lot of decisions, micro, macro, you name it. That's just, it's crazy as far as the amount of decision making you got to make in a very short period of time. And a lot of people make bad decisions towards that end. So we come in, we help them with that. Lastly, as I've said before, people will tell me all the time, Achilles, I'm glad I found you. It was so sick and tired of watching multiple accounts, doing this, being my own financial advisor. And I said, well, why are you doing that? And the truth of the matter is they didn't know better. So that's another thing. Click on the button. Very well. I think it's not here. Or is it that way? Or is it this way? But either way, get on the calendar. Let's see if we can help you out. And if you qualify, get on a call with me. Have a great day. Enjoy your weekend.